We have Duke coming to Clemson this weekend playing 12 o'clock. Where are they? What network are the ACC network? Yeah. Should have looked at that before it went live, but it's 12 o'clock on the ACC network. Right now, Clemson is a 3.5-point favorite in this matchup. Clemson's coming off of a bye. This is their second bye of the year. They actually had a bye between the Syracuse game and North Carolina. Of course, they won 2 of their last 3 with a loss this past Saturday, not this past Saturday, but a week and a half ago against SMU. And now Duke comes to town, and this is actually one of the winnable games for Clemson in the remainder of their last 5 games. So they're going to play Duke, Florida State, Louisville, Furman, and then South Carolina. So if Clemson wants to get a couple of more wins, this is one of the games that they could potentially do it. I'll go over the game and some of the keys to the game here in just a second. Hey, welcome to the channel. Glad you're hanging out with me. If I sound a little nasally stopped up, I'm in sick. Yesterday I was like, bleh. So if it's like, wow, Brian, your nose looks like you've pinched it. Yeah, it probably sounds like it. Anyway, if you love Clemson football, I hope you'll subscribe. It is free, and pass it along on the forums to your friends at work, on Facebook, so on. Helps the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Also, check out my new channel, Another College Football Podcast, where I talk about college football as a whole. I've been having a lot of fun over there, so go check out that channel. The link is actually in the description of this video. So let's dive in. When you think of Duke, you think about, well, most of the time, a bad football team. You would have a good team here and there for the Blue Devils, but overall, it hasn't been smooth sailing. This team right now is 4-3, 3-1 in the ACC. Let's talk about Duke's wins and losses. They lost to Illinois 45-19 in week 2. They lost to Tulane 34-27 right after that Illinois game. Then they went on a 3-game win streak, beating North Carolina State, Syracuse, and California. And they just lost to Georgia Tech. And that score was 27-18 in favor of the Jackets. So they come into this game, as I said, 1 conference loss. They're one of several teams who only have 1 loss within the conference. The 2 undefeated teams in the ACC, by the way, Georgia Tech and Virginia. And then after that, you have Pittsburgh, Louisville, SMU, Duke, Miami, it stops at Miami with 1 conference loss. And then after that, it's a mirage of 2 lost teams, and then you get into 3 lost teams. That's where Clemson's at, with 3 losses in the conference. What do you need to know about Duke? They come in with Darian Mensah. Now, this guy started out at Tulane, and he signed a 2-year contract with Duke worth $8 million. So he's earning $4 million per year. And I'm looking at his picture right now, of his profile picture, and he's cheesing. Dude, I'd be cheesing too if I was earning $4 million to play college football. So to each their own. This guy's one of the top passers in the country. I think as of right now, he's the number 8 passer in total yardage. He's 175 of 249, 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2,211 yards. Now, if you want to talk about their wide receiver, this is so Duke. Their leading wide receiver is Cooper Barkay. This guy transferred in after playing 3 seasons at Harvard. Last year at Harvard, he had almost 1,100 yards receiving, and now he's the leading receiver for Duke with 647 yards and 4 touchdowns. They target him a lot. So he's responsible for around a fourth of the receptions, or a fourth of the completions, for Darian Mensah. So they're going to target him a lot. On the defense, look no farther than Vincent Anthony Jr. He has 6.5 sacks on the season for the Blue Devils, and the leading tackler for Duke is Caleb Weaver. Now, if there's one thing, as I'm looking at this schedule, for Duke. Against North Carolina State, they put up 45 points. Even in the loss to Tulane, they put up 27 points. They put up 38 points against Syracuse. They put up 45 points against California, who at first was leading that game, and it looked like they were going to win the game, and then Duke just blew up. Notice against Georgia Tech, they could only manage 18 points. In the loss to Illinois, 45-19, obviously 19 points. I will tell you this, if there is an opportunity for Clemson to try to clamp down early on and take advantage of maybe any miscues, this would be the time to do it as Clemson's offense struggles. Clemson's offense and defense definitely a struggle. With that said, let's look on the defensive side of the football for the Tigers. What must they do? First off, you need to take Will Helt, your leading sack, the leader in sacks with 4 of them. He's going to have to get out after the quarterback. I would try Jaheim Lawson on the other side of him. He's done pretty well getting after the quarterback. The guy can play. And just continue to bring pressure on Darian Mensah, because I'm telling you, they're going to throw, and they're going to throw a solid amount. Now, they do have a leading rusher, 71 carries, 497 yards, 4 touchdowns. With that said, we're seeing some solid passing yards out of Darian Mensah, so you know that's what they're looking to do. So the defense has to get pressure on Mensah, hit him. I'm not talking about anything dirty, but you're going to have to hit him and not allow him to sit back in that pocket and chill out and pick and choose who he wants to go to. If he has time to read a text message back there, it's too much time. So our secondary needs to lock down as best they possibly can. If not, this guy will put up incredible yardage. Let's talk about Clemson's offense. First and foremost, we know that Wesco, the leading receiver for the team, is out. He didn't even play this past weekend. Not past weekend. He played the last game. I'm sorry. I keep thinking about the SMU game, but I know that we just had a bye. The thing for Wesco, he did play in that game, but he got injured. He's done for the season. He was one of the few bright spots on the offense. So Wesco's done for the season. Who steps up? That's really the question. Who steps up and gets open? Antonio Williams, TJ Moore, Tristan Smith, Tyler Brown. We need to see these guys step up. Probably use the tight end a little more. I like using Bettencourt. This guy is special. And then, of course, probably the most important story when we're talking about Clemson in this coming football game is an injured Cade Klubnik. We really don't know if he's going to play this Saturday. Now, Vizina passed for over 300 yards. I think it was 317 right off the top of my head coming in to play against SMU. And, folks, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Over 300 yards passing in your first start, taking over for your 3-year starter quarterback. With that said, who will play quarterback? At this point, we really don't know. We know that Cade is working hard to get back into play, but at this point, I just really don't know. All right, so here's my prediction. Right now, I'm at a very tough place because I just want to just say Duke wins, and the reason I say that is because Clemson has just struggled to win against good football teams. Their only wins have come against Troy, North Carolina, and Boston College. And the last 2 teams I just named out are not good football teams. I know that North Carolina just took Virginia down to the wire. With that said, North Carolina is not a good football team. This game is definitely winnable, but I just think too many things are stacking against Clemson. Your quarterback, even if he plays, is not going to be 100%. Your leading receiver, the one that was just consistently catching the football, yes, he had a drop here or two, here and there, but overall, folks, Wesco was the shining light off in the distance. You know, he's out. The running game is really not working, unfortunately, and the scheme up until this point, we know what they're going to call this Saturday, and so does Duke. Clemson being a 3.5-point favorite at home, it lets me know that if this game were in Durham, we will probably have a different spread. I think that Duke is hitting on too much right now. To play very well with Georgia Tech. I know they lost by 9 points, but I think that Duke is actually going to get Clemson in Death Valley. I think that their scheme of passing the ball and passing it a lot is actually going to be in their favor into Clemson's detriment. Clemson's had a very difficult time on the defensive side of the football, covering receivers and getting pressure on the quarterback. It's just I mean, that's what's happened this season, and that's what's got us to this point. With that said, I just see Duke taking this game in Clemson because they're going to have the very things that they're good at. Definitely, it's where Clemson struggles, and then having your starting quarterback out. Though Vizina could play very well, but now you're out Wesco. It's just too much. It's just overwhelming. When it rains, it pours, and in this case, it's monsooning in Clemson. So I'm going to get to the comment section real quick, say hello to a few people. God Clemson. First one here. Can we hire Bobby Durkins as offensive analyst? Yes. Good morning, Brian. I watched some of the GT versus Duke. Mintz is decent and capable. Yeah, he can definitely do it. Good to see you, 904 Hurricane. Hamper Edmond, what's up, Brian? Good to see you. 5-7 if SC brings the same defense at home, that game won't even be a close game. If that doesn't get Dabo fired up, not a thing will. Good to see you, A Tiger. Let me see. KDJ, I hope Clemson comes out and decides to throw the punches. Have to control line of scrimmage. Who plays quarterback does not matter. I could see that. I could definitely see that. And that's the other problem. I don't think we're going to control the line of scrimmage. I agree with that 100%. Tim, bro, good to see you, my man. Give me a 100% Vizina over an 80% Klubnik. And I wouldn't be shocked if Vizina played. It wouldn't make me angry if Vizina came out. I don't want Cade getting hurt anymore, but that's just don't want him to get injured more. And especially where we're at in this season, there's no reason to do that. I mean, there's no reason to put him out there do you think Dabo will go to LSU after a loss to Duke? I think Coach Swinney is going to stay in Clemson. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to stay in Clemson. So, but good question. All right, folks, let me know in the comment section. What do you think about this game? What are the keys to the game? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I somewhere in the middle? Please let me know. I do look forward to it. Folks, you take care of yourself.